Hey everybody, I hope you all had a great week. I've been out of town. I had a work trip that I had to go on. Alright, so BTC has had probably the biggest week, or one of the biggest weeks that it's had since this bull run started. So definitely the biggest month so far. And I did this last Sunday. Okay, so the reason why I put this 3 here is because this is the major resistance. If we are going to hit this box sometime next year, this is probably what's going to play out. Okay, this is the last level of resistance on BTC. Now, could we break higher here? I think we could probably maybe spike a little bit higher, but I still think we would come down here. I just don't see, if we hit this box, going really any higher from here. Now this is one of the last levels that even makes this box validated, right? And if we end up closing the monthly above this, then there is probably going to be a higher target for this fifth wave. So, and that would invalidate the 5.3x multiple that Steve has been talking about. Now, if I look at indicators, so the monthly is up here, right? So we are overextended on a lot of the indicators. Like the monthly's up there. Let's see, the weekly still has some room. And I believe we negated the bearish divergence here, so that's good too. That does indicate that we can go higher. I think, let's look, yeah. And I don't think a sell-off would change this too much, but it could. So we'd have to look at it on Sunday. 3-day, let's look at that one. So you're overextended there. But even the MACD, everything just still looks really strong. There's not really, I mean, there's some divergence possibly here, but I don't know if that really counts. Even on the RSI, it still looks fine. Yeah, so there's a chance that we do go higher here, okay? But based on this, we would probably pull off something that sells off here, and then maybe goes sideways for a while, stays on this trend line somehow. You know, you don't have to touch that trend line. You could do something like this. There's just a lot of different ways that this can play out. Okay, but this does look like 3. This is what 3 is supposed to look like. More impulsive than the rest of the waves. Okay, just like this one. So 3 was more impulsive, I would say, than this. This was pretty impulsive, but this is a lot bigger and more impulsive. And then 5 wasn't as impulsive, right? Not very impulsive, super exciting. The ETF was released within here, and then and then 5 should be a little bit slower. So currently, that's where I'm at right now. This would be a profit-taking point for BTC. Okay, if you got back above, if you closed and made a new all-time high, probably waited a couple days or so, and then re-enter into BTC. I did trade the BTC I bought down here for ADA, which I think is a little bit behind right now, which is fine because I think altcoins still have room to go. But again, if BTC sells off here, I think some of the alts are still going to run. And I'll point that out here in just a second. The monthly also closes in 20 hours. And normally before you get some kind of correction, you have like at least a wick, right? Right now we don't really have a wick. So like this one had a wick, this had a wick here, and we don't really have one of those. So every time we've seen a candle without any sort of wick, the next candle was bigger, next candle was, you know, once you start getting wicks, things are slowing down, and currently it's not. So keep that in mind as well. Okay, so Bitcoin dominance. Now, I pointed out that we had this ABC correction here, and then the alts would run, and it's taken a lot longer than I've thought. Okay, now this B could be right here. So as long as it doesn't pass this wick, which it hasn't, let me see, you still could have an ABC correction here. I mean, it could have been right here, but that's the max point. Now if it breaks past this, we're going to have to reevaluate it, and this I was wrong in this candle, but if BTC sells off here and the Bitcoin dominance drops from here as well, the alts will go ballistic. Okay, and you can kind of see that happening a little bit right now. It's not as much as I'd like. They're really lagging behind BTC currently. Some of the indicators actually look kind of bullish. Now this weekly needs to get rejected here. I'd feel really confident with that C correction if we can get rejected there, because I think the monthly actually looks bullish. Yeah, so the monthly's passing through the zero lines, but let's see. If that doesn't happen, this could get pushed, you know, a little bit higher or significantly higher. So let's see. There's always with TA, there's always risk and everything. So either way, alts should catch up down the line, and it looks like they are right now. Okay, so let's take a look at LTC. So the monthly on LTC looks pretty good. It's actually the weekly looks good. The MACD looks really good. The 3-day looks really good. You're about to pass through the zero line probably tomorrow. Every time we've passed through the zero line, we've had a little bit of a move up. If we pass through the zero line to the downside, it drops, right? Passing through the upside, we passed it right here, and then we started going up. Passed it right here, we continued to go up. So LTC looks good. It's breaking out as well of this channel that we've been waiting on for forever. Kind of depends how you draw it, but it does look pretty good. You could have already came back down to test it as well. Let me draw it a little bit better. Put it on the weekly. So no wicks. This one was a little bit of a fake out here. But if we draw it down to a 4 hour, let's see. Oops, 4 hour. You do see a test, a retest here. So hopefully this is actually going to explode here in a couple days. Probably tomorrow. Bullish engulfing candle will probably print tomorrow also. Alright, so let's follow that. It'd be awesome if we got a cross. We'll take a look at that. Alright, so there's been quite a few alts that have ran. Let's look at that PEPE coin. I mean, that's crazy bullish. Okay, so that's your first wave, and then now we should be doing 3, which should be bigger than this one, and then we should have 5. Maybe getting out at 3 on this coin might be a good idea, because SHIB was a different story, right? It looked like, I thought it was in its wave 3, but it was done with the market cycle. So you could see something like that happen on this coin. This isn't showing volume. However, I've been pointing out that inverse head and shoulders for a while. So left shoulder, head, right shoulder. And it hasn't broken to a new high yet. Could this come back down and test this? This neckline. I don't think so. I don't think that's going to come back down. I mean, this monthly candle is so bullish. I really don't think so. It hasn't closed yet. However, if it does close anywhere where we're at, that looks really good. You got a bullish engulfing candle. Very small sell-off there also. And then we'll just have to look at, I mean, there's not really a way to know the target. I'll have to look at like market cap and try to do some kind of Fibonacci here and just try to make some educated guesses. So this is 2,400%. So this one should be 2,400 or more. So possibly making it minimum up here based on Elliott wave and 3 being longer, right? And then you could pull back there and then have a 5th leg, but you know, possibly getting out of that might be a good choice. So let's see. All right, the other one was theta. So theta finally breaking out here also. So this is a good example of these bull flags and these trend lines. Sometimes you get little fake outs that pull you back in, and then they eventually break out, but you can buy on these breakouts and then just DCA in, right? So if you would have bought at $1.80 and then you bought here, you'd have an average price of like $1 or so, and then you'd be up 80% or whatever that is from that point. Theta looks really good, you know, within just a month or so, a couple months. It's up 250%, which is great. Now you could have your wave 1 was somewhat small here, and then now you're in wave 3, wherever this price goes, 4, and then 5 if it makes a new high. You know, 3 could even come up and hit this box, come back down and retest this level, and then make a 5th wave, you know, wherever that goes. Some of these alts are going to do something like this, so you've got good volume coming in, price is increasing and volume is increasing. The monthly looks really bullish also. Okay, the next level of resistance isn't until about $3. Okay, then you've got about $7 and then $12, and then it's free reign from that point on. But this is what you want to see on the volume. So you've got declining price action with declining volume. Now you just want to start seeing more green volume coming in over the next couple months. Now, just like the bull market before, you're going to have big sell-offs, right? So if this broke out here and went up 400% 1 month, it also sold off 58%, okay? And then the next candle, it just kind of consolidated, and then boom, consolidated, boom, 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 boom. So things start to ramp up later on. We're just getting started. TFUEL, well, actually, let's look at some of these indicators real quick. Yeah, the monthly's crossed on the stochastic. Nothing super special there. You've got a lot of room on the stochastic there. 3-day has growing volume. Got a cross, so a lot more momentum coming in. A lot of the times you'll also come back down and retest these levels. So like, for example, if this comes back down, yeah, maybe down to here. Could come back down here, test this, and then run up. And that's your buy opportunity, so buying on support. And then there's a level of support at 170. Could only test that. It might come down to test 140. It might not test these levels at all. but those would be buying opportunities for THETA and TFUEL and etc. So if you're, that's kind of when you want to pay attention to adding. TFUEL finally broke out of this box. It took forever. I mean, I guess you can say you've got a I wouldn't even use that as like a head and shoulders. I mean, a left shoulder ahead and a right shoulder here. You could, I guess you could say that. MACD looks really good. Weekly looks really good. And then before in the past, this is the level that we've had any kind of correction at. So 87, and we're at 79 right now, so we're not really that close yet. This could really start to ramp up, and then your next level of resistance is at like $14 or 14 cents, 15 cents. If we break that, probably end up at 27 cents. And this should also do 3 waves here too, just like THETA. If this hits the grand fib from this low, I mean, it's like 3,400%. Okay, where it's at now, 1,400%, 2,400, 4,000%. That would be probably the max target, I would say. But we need to really make sure we're going to get past this anyway. Volume looks okay. Hopefully it'll start to pick up here soon. SHIB, we can take a look at that one. There's really a lot of coins to look at. I mean, they're all kind of, the ones we've been waiting on are actually starting to move now. This has not exited the box yet, but it does look like it's probably going to go for a run here. I mean, you're probably going to get a bullish engulfing candle. Hopefully we can close past all this resistance, and it looks like we're going to pass it here today or tomorrow. But everything looks good on SHIB, so nothing really to worry about there. GALA, or let's actually look at the weekly real quick. Yeah, I mean, there's still a whole bunch of room on the RSI. Alright, so GALA, I think it's left the box too. Nope. Still hasn't left the box. But it looks just like the other ones when it comes to a bullish engulfing candle. Now this one here, I mean, that's a good sign, right? Even though it made a new low, you've got really good volume here. It was a bullish engulfing candle, but I think BTC kind of crushed this down. However, things look pretty good for it now. Monthly looks great. Weekly looks great. You got passed through the 0 line, so that's where you'd really want to be buying, right? We're still in the box here, so I think it's still a good opportunity to buy. And I think GALA, what I'd really like to see, so if you look at this from like a larger perspective, I think this was released, I bet there was a lower price, but normally what you would see is something like this: wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and then wave 5. You can look at Ethereum, and that's how it plays out. As long as these coins are building, wave 3 should be bigger than wave 1. We'll take a look at XLM too. So XLM is still in this box. Weekly looks pretty good. I'd like it to bounce here soon. Monthly doesn't look quite as great as all the other ones. You know, hopefully we can just do some large candle like this. You know, if everything's running, I think this should probably run as well. Volume looks really good. I mean, declining volume. You've got increasing green volume here. So hopefully we can see something here pretty soon. And this is kind of what I would think would happen here on, you'd have an ABC correction, so I'd say that was wave 2, and then you'd have 3, 4, and then 5 for the macro market cycle. And then we'll look at HBAR. I think that's probably the last one I'll look at. HBAR USD. Yeah, and then HBAR's got its bullish engulfing candle. Same situation here. Cross on the MACD. I mean, that looks really good too. Next level of resistance, about 20 cents. I'll look at coin market cap on my other screen here. Just a heads up, we are in extreme greed on BTC. We're at 86, which is really high. So that's kind of why I was thinking there might be a pullback here, at least for BTC. So Aqua, you know, you've had a large amount of volume here that came in. It's up 90% on the month, or on the year, 70% on the month. You've got declining volume, price action going down, so this should start to run. You know, if XLM runs, a lot of these altcoins will do pretty well, these smaller ones. And to even sell it, I mean, there's going to have to be a lot more volume that comes in here, but we'll probably have to sell it on stellar term, most likely, because it's not listed on any exchanges yet. But that's down the line. You know, once everything gets fired up, then it'll get kind of interesting. So there's more 24-hour volume in the cryptocurrency sphere than there has been all year. I mean, it's just skyrocketed this month. Now, it's not at peak levels, right? The whole market cap of cryptocurrency is reaching a new bubble. So CoinMarketCap started this in 2023. Let's see if there's anything that I'm not covering, that I'm missing. I bought some DOT today just because it's the only one that hasn't really ran that I've been accumulating. I just bought a little bit extra. We look at total too. So that's the monthly candle there. If it does something like this, that's what BTC has done. Could hit 1.5 trillion. Monthly's actually about to pass through the zero line. So let's see what happened the last time that happened. I think that's where it passed. Yeah, so you just had like a very large move to the upside. Alright guys, that's all I've got for today. I'll do another video on Sunday, and I'll keep y'all updated on what's going on in the Telegram. So y'all have a good week. Hopefully it's an exciting week for altcoins. Alright, I'll talk to y'all later.